Chosen one, the desire in you is larger than a number in a bank account. You do not only want enough money to impress people, you want the pressure to end. You want your parents to breathe more easily. You want the next generation to begin where you had to struggle to arrive. You want choices that fear, debt, and scarcity once kept outside your reach. Perhaps nobody in your family taught you how to build wealth because they were busy surviving. They taught you how to stretch a meal, endure a hard season, and work through exhaustion. Honor that strength. But understand this: survival skills alone cannot build the future you are imagining. If you become the richest person in your family, it will not happen because a sentence on a screen magically selected you. It will happen because you become a faithful steward of opportunity, knowledge, time, relationships, and money. Hear the title as an invitation, not a guarantee. You are being invited to become the cycle breaker, the one who learns what was never explained, practices what others postponed, and builds patiently enough that the blessing can outlive applause. Stay until the end, because you will receive 5 commitments for building wealth with wisdom and a declaration you can carry into your work. If this message speaks to you, write, "I will build with wisdom, patience, and integrity," as a personal marker of your decision. The future of your family does not need another fantasy. It needs a builder. Every family has a financial language, even when nobody speaks about money. Some families teach that money disappears as quickly as it arrives. Some teach that wealthy people must be dishonest. Some confuse generosity with rescuing everyone, or love with never saying no. Some avoid every risk because one painful loss became a permanent warning. You may have inherited fear around bills, shame around asking questions, or the belief that exhaustion is the only proof of honest work. These patterns can feel like personality, but they are often repeated lessons. What was modeled for you deserves compassion. It does not require your lifelong obedience. You can honor the people who raised you and still change the rules that kept your family stuck. You can appreciate their sacrifices while learning to budget, negotiate, invest, insure, and plan differently. Growth is not betrayal. Begin by observing without condemning. Where does your money go? What emotion usually comes before an unnecessary purchase? What financial subject do you avoid because it makes you feel inadequate? What obligation have you accepted simply because nobody else wanted to carry it? Numbers become useful when shame leaves the room. Write down what is true. List what you earn, what you owe, what you own, and what you spend. The page may not show the life you want yet, but clarity is not punishment. Clarity is a door. You cannot responsibly transform what you refuse to measure. There is a version of wealth designed for witnesses. It needs the newest car, the visible label, the expensive table, and the photograph that makes strangers believe there is no struggle behind the frame. It can create the appearance of abundance while quietly consuming tomorrow. Real wealth is often less dramatic. It looks like margin. It looks like an emergency that does not become a catastrophe. It looks like having the freedom to leave an unsafe situation, take time to recover, help without destroying yourself, and choose work for more than desperation. Do not spend the seed trying to look like the harvest. The person who appears ahead of you may be financing an image. The person who appears ordinary may be steadily acquiring skills, ownership, and time. Comparison cannot tell you which is which. Your assignment is not to win a costume contest. It is to build a life that remains standing when nobody is watching. Delay a purchase when the motive is validation. Learn the difference between an asset and an expense. Protect an emergency reserve. Pay costly debt with a clear plan. Before investing, understand the risk, fees, time horizon, and what would happen if the value fell. There is no shame in starting small. $10 saved with consistency teaches a discipline that $10,000 received without wisdom cannot provide. Private decisions create public freedom later. Chosen one, look again at what your hands know how to do. You may be searching for a miracle while overlooking a skill that needs structure. You may carry an ability to organize, teach, repair, design, sell, cook, write, negotiate, care, or create. Talent is a beginning. Value grows when talent becomes reliable, useful, and easy for others to trust. Ask better questions. What problem can I solve well? Who experiences that problem? How can I demonstrate the result? What skill would make my current work more valuable? What evidence would justify asking for better compensation? Do not merely work harder at a task the market barely rewards. Learn where effort and value meet. Study the people doing ethical work at a higher level. Notice how they communicate, price, document, and deliver. Practice until your confidence has evidence beneath it. Keep examples of your work. Ask satisfied people for honest testimonials. Learn to describe the outcome you create without exaggeration. Then make the offer. Many capable people remain underpaid because they wait to be discovered. Visibility is not vanity when it helps the right people find a real solution. You can speak clearly about your work and remain humble. No single platform, employer, or client should be treated as eternal. Over time, consider how your knowledge might create more than one responsible source of income, but do not chase 10 streams before you can manage one. Complexity is not the same as progress. Build one strong foundation, document what works, expand when the numbers and your capacity support it. Earning more will not automatically heal every habit formed in scarcity. When income rises, old hunger may rise with it. You may want to compensate for every year you felt behind. Family expectations may expand. Lifestyle can grow faster than wisdom, and a larger amount can disappear through the same unexamined patterns that consumed a smaller one. The ability to receive must be joined by the ability to keep. Give every increase an assignment before emotion spends it. Decide what portion supports current needs, what reduces debt, what creates reserves, what is invested for long-term goals, what funds learning, and what can be given without harming your foundation. Automate the wise choice when possible. A system protects you on days when motivation is weak. Beware of opportunities built on urgency, secrecy, guaranteed returns, or pressure to recruit the people you love. Wealth does not require you to abandon discernment. If an offer cannot survive questions, distance, and independent research, it does not deserve your money. Never invest funds you cannot afford to risk in something you do not understand. Diversification does not make loss impossible, but concentration can turn one mistake into devastation. Qualified financial, tax, and legal professionals can help when decisions exceed your knowledge. Faith is not carelessness. Stewardship asks for records, contracts, safeguards, and patience. The richest person in the family is not simply the one who once receives the largest check. It is the one who can convert income into resilience, ownership, opportunity, and lasting good. As your capacity grows, requests may grow with it. Some will be genuine emergencies. Some will be repeated consequences without changed behavior. Some people will celebrate what you build. Others may call your boundaries selfish because your lack of one once made their life easier. You do not have to become cold. You do have to become clear. Helping is not the same as funding every pattern. Generosity without limits can turn one person's progress into an entire family's unstable safety net. Then resentment enters what began as love. Choose your giving before pressure chooses it for you. Create an amount you can offer freely. When appropriate, pay a provider directly instead of handing over cash. Support education, tools, treatment, or a plan that increases another person's ability, not only a crisis that will repeat next month. And remember that no can protect a relationship from a promise you cannot sustain. You are not responsible for proving your love through financial self-destruction. You are not required to disclose every detail of your income. Privacy can be wisdom, especially while a new foundation is still fragile. Let your success become a bridge, not a throne and not a prison. Teach what you learn to relatives who are ready. Share principles, not superiority. Create opportunities where there is effort and accountability. The goal is not to become the permanent hero of the family. The goal is to help more people become capable builders. Desperation wants one move to repair 20 years. It is attracted to the secret opportunity, the borrowed gamble, and the promise that everybody else is too slow to understand. Patience looks unimpressive beside it. But patient money has time to learn, recover, compound, and correct mistakes before they become fatal. Do not let the urgency to change your family story make you easy to deceive. Build at the speed of understanding. Increase income, control expenses, create reserves, and invest according to researched goals and appropriate risk. Review the plan regularly. Adjust when facts change, not whenever fear or excitement becomes loud. There may be seasons when the wisest move is not expansion. It may be rest, training, debt reduction, insurance, or refusing an opportunity that would cost your health and integrity. Slow is not failure when slow is sustainable. You are building something that must survive more than your current emotion. A strong financial life should survive a disappointing month, a market decline, a necessary pause, and an unexpected repair. It should not depend on permanent perfection. The family pattern may have taken generations to form. Do not despise the years required to replace it. Every month you practice a better pattern, the future becomes less dependent on luck. Money amplifies access, options, and influence. It does not automatically create wisdom. If you lie when the amount is small, a larger amount creates larger damage. If attention controls you now, success can make the stage more dangerous. If you treat people as tools, wealth may surround you with transactions while starving you of trust. Do not become financially free and morally imprisoned. Decide now what you will not sell. Name the lines you will not cross for a contract, an audience, or a faster result. Pay people fairly, keep agreements, correct mistakes. Separate confidence from arrogance and ambition from appetite. Your family does not only need your money, they need evidence that prosperity and integrity can live in the same person. Rest belongs inside that integrity. A fortune purchased with a destroyed body, absent love, and permanent panic is a costly form of poverty. Work diligently, but do not worship productivity. Protect sleep, health, prayer, honest relationships, and the ability to enjoy an ordinary day. The richest life has room to live inside it. Let wealth make you more useful, not more untouchable. Let it fund good work, create fair employment, protect vulnerable people, and give the next generation choices. Let your name mean safety because your character remains steady before and after the increase. Carry these 5 commitments into the next season. First, clarity. I will know my numbers. I will face income, spending, debt, savings, and risk without shame. What I measure can inform a real decision. Second, capacity. I will keep learning skills that solve valuable problems. I will practice, document results, communicate clearly, and ask to be paid fairly. Third, margin. I will spend less than every increase invites me to spend. I will create room for emergencies, opportunities, rest, and generosity. Fourth, ownership. I will think beyond wages alone. With appropriate research and advice, I will pursue assets, equity, intellectual property, or a business that can produce value beyond 1 hour of labor. Fifth, legacy. I will organize what I build. I will use appropriate beneficiaries, records, insurance, estate planning, and teaching so that the value does not disappear through confusion. Clarity, capacity, margin, ownership, legacy. These commitments are not glamorous shortcuts. They are the architecture beneath durable wealth. Choose one action from them today. Review one statement. Cancel one wasteful expense. Schedule 1 hour of skill development. Research one confusing term. Open one conversation with a qualified professional. Update one essential record. The scale of the first action matters less than the pattern it begins. Chosen one, perhaps you will earn more money than anyone in your family before you. That is possible, but it is not promised by this message. What can begin now is your decision to become rich in the qualities that make resources safe in your hands. Become rich in knowledge, so confusion no longer controls every decision. Become rich in discipline, so desire does not spend what purpose assigned. Become rich in relationships, so success does not leave you surrounded and alone. Become rich in courage, so you can negotiate, begin, stop, and change direction when truth requires it. Become rich in peace, so your worth is never reduced to the number on a screen. Then, if financial increase arrives, it will meet a person prepared to direct it. Your greatest legacy may not be a headline. It may be the first child in your family who learns about saving before debt. The first relative who starts a business with records instead of guesses. The first home protected by planning. The first emergency met with calm. The first inheritance that includes wisdom as well as assets. That is how a family story changes. Not through one loud moment, but through thousands of quiet decisions made by someone who refused to repeat what was familiar. Say this slowly, and let it become a standard for your actions. I am not ashamed of where I begin. I will face my numbers with honesty and my future with courage. I will not perform wealth while neglecting the foundation beneath it. I will grow skills that create real value. I will ask questions, study risk, and seek qualified guidance when I need it. I will protect margin. I will reject deceptive urgency. I will not gamble tomorrow for the appearance of success today. I will love my family with generosity and boundaries. I will build patiently, act ethically, and organize what I create. Money will remain a tool. It will not become my identity, my master, or the measure of my soul. I will define wealth by freedom, stewardship, peace, ownership, service, and the good that can continue after me. Chosen one, you do not need to know the size of the final harvest to care for the seed in your hand. Make the budget, learn the skill, send the ethical offer, pay the debt, build the reserve, research the investment, protect the record, have the honest conversation, do the next responsible thing. If this message spoke to you, write, I will build with wisdom, patience, and integrity as a symbolic marker of your commitment. Share it with someone who is ready to change their family's financial story, and subscribe for more faith-centered reflections grounded in wise action. You are not waiting for wealth to make you worthy. You are becoming trustworthy with what is already in your hands. Build quietly, build wisely, build what can last.